Misha.
Misha.
Hi guys. Hi
Hey,
rockers. How's it going? Good. Good. We're just talking to you backstage. We're asking you how your show went on Thursday night.
Billy Moran actually wanted to take this opportunity to give you an honest and thorough review of the program. Okay. Billy Moran was in the audience at the New York premiere of Misha's show on Thursday night.
All he said to us was, I have a couple of notes.
I have some thoughts. I'd like to share them on stage. So Billy?
It was good.
There you go. Yeah, right.
Billy Moran with the notes.
Wow, thank you for that heartfelt feedback.
You can put that on the poster.
I would. I solicited, I'm sorry, I know you always try to leave. Good, I got up. Fuck, he got me again. I solicited feedback from people who had seen the show previously, and then I put that on as like the promotional materials. And there were quotes. I said, you've seen the show. I sent an email out. Like, if you've seen the show, I'd love to have like a little blurb that I could share with people about what your experience was. And then I put little excerpts of those quotes. And the first one that sort of floats, it's almost like movie reviews, like you see the critic review. The first quote is, Misha was visibly sweating. Which, if that doesn't sell tickets, I don't know what's going to. Hi. I'm sorry, I don't know why he always sticks around like that. I was kind of... Hi! Sorry! I thought this was an audio barrier. Oh, you still have a thing? Yeah, shit. Hi, everyone. It's so great to see you. Being on stage in New Jersey was my very first convention panel experience 31 years ago. Was anyone there? What? It's a little cluster. It's right here. There's like everybody right here. You've been traveling around in the same little minivan together for the last 13 years. How many years ago was it?
2010.
Oh, it was
2009.
16 years ago. Holy shit. Oh my God. Think of what we could have done with our lives, huh? Wow. Well, hello everyone. I would love to hear what it is that you want to talk about today. Do you have little questions or comments or criticisms?
All right. Misha, if you could plop Castiel in any other franchise or series of your choice, what would that franchise be?
Castiel. You mean like in Wendy's?
No, like a series like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, you know?
Oh, I see. I think Castiel would do very well in Star Wars because of Castiel with wings. Because of the whole teleporting business. It could really save on warp speed issues and all that. But I think that in the big picture, Castiel would probably do best on something a little grittier, like Sesame Street. And the nice thing about Sesame Street for Cass would be that he'd be learning right along with the elementary school students. You know? It'd be fun to learn with him. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Did you have thoughts about that? Like, what was your vision?
Would he have any enemies in Sesame Street?
Well, certainly. Big Bird, because Big Bird is like also a feathered friend, right? Big Bird has wings as well, so there'd be a lot of like automatic competition between the two of them. And Big Bird is of course quite big. Castiel's true form is as big as the Empire State's Building, right? Chrysler Building, whatever. Don't nitpick. Castiel would probably on Sesame Street end up killing Big Bird. I hate to say it. It would be, he would like burn out Big Bird's eyes. And then forever, like Big Bird would just have these like charred holes in his face. And yeah, it would be pretty scarring for everybody. But I think it'd be good. I think kids need to see that sort of stuff. Like it would toughen them up a little bit, you know? Because Sesame Street tends to be too soft. There would be a lot more smiting, and that's a fact of life. So kids need to learn that. Thanks for asking this impressive question. Hi.
Hi, Misha.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
I was at your event on Thursday. It was
Oh, you were?
lovely. I was, yeah.
Oh, thanks for coming.
My third time, and I'm
Oh.
not completely traumatized yet, so I'll have to
You're
go
not
again.
traumatized yet?
Not yet. Not
Okay, well,
completely.
I'll work on that.
My question is, if there's a character from a book that you would really love to portray?
That's a really good question. I haven't thought of a character from a book that I'd love to portray. I have optioned some stories over time about real life people who I have been excited about the prospect of like making a movie about those people. So far it hasn't been fictional characters. Do you have a movie that you'd like to make? Or?
I would be really interested in seeing your take on Harry D'Amour. He's a recurring character in a lot of Clive Barker. He's been portrayed by, I think, Scott Bakula and Thomas Jane already, but I think that your take on it could be really interesting because he's a good guy, but he's kind of a dark character, and it's also a supernatural sort of theme, so it would sort of tie into supernatural, but I'd be interested in seeing kind of a take on a dark hero, similar to Gotham.
I like that idea. I think that there are a bunch of characters like that have already been presented on the screen. Like as you mentioned, I did Two-Face in Gotham Knights, and there are already thank you very much for those 3 or 4 people that saw that. But there have already been a bunch of representations of that on screen, and I was like, you know what? I actually felt good about what we did in terms of portraying that character. I felt like, oh yeah, I think I did a better job, honestly. And that's how I would. So anything, if I did something that's already been on the big screen, I'd like it to be something that I could do. Like I could look at it and be like, oh yeah, I could do that better. Like Soldier Boy. Just kidding, Johnson. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Misha. My question is, my English teacher, Billy Nabaska, he put me on to one of my favorite poets, Billy Collins.
I love Billy Collins.
Me too. I learned you loved him last year, so I wanted to ask, what is your favorite Billy Collins poem?
Oh shit, don't put me on the spot. There's a Billy Collins poem, I don't know it by heart, but it's about window, it's about looking out a window. And do you know that poem? I really love that poem. Good. I'm glad that you're corroborating that this poem exists, because if it wasn't for that, other people would be like, he's just making it up. There's no poem about a window. But you know, Billy Collins did a master class. Do you guys know master class? It's actually kind of a really great thing where they have like the best and the brightest of whatever field teaching you about this particular field. And he did a master class on poetry, and he chose this poem to hold up to us, his students on master class. The poem called Bologna. Do you know this poem? It's a poem about bologna sandwiches on white bread. It's fucking great. It's like my favorite poem now, so look it up. It's called Baloney. Yeah. I can't hear you.
I'm gonna look up that poem as soon as I
Great,
get out of
good.
here.
Bye. Bye.
Hello, thank you for wearing my bee in the photo op.
Oh, you're what?
The bee, the blanket.
The what?
The bee blanket.
Oh, the bee blanket. Did you say blankie?
Yes. It's a squishmallow.
Sorry, I don't speak toddler anymore. I didn't know what you were saying. You're welcome. Is that something that you wear a lot?
Maybe.
Is it something that you've ever washed?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. It's quite comforting to hear.
But never again. Now that you're nice and uncomfortable, my question.
I like to destabilize a person before asking a question.
Yes. Do you fold or wad your toilet paper?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Let me count your weight.
Sorry that I asked. I will plead the fifth on that one. But I will tell you a wiping story since you seem to be interested in the subject. So, this is a story, by the way, that celebrates toilet paper and how much we actually take it for granted in our day-to-day life. I bet a lot of you don't think to be grateful about toilet paper on a daily basis, but I do, and I'll tell you why. I was like 21 and on a trip around the world with my girlfriend, and we had managed to, we decided we wanted to go to Tibet, and we had gotten visas to go to Shanghai because they weren't giving visas to get into Tibet, but somebody said, sometimes it might work to cross the border from Nepal into Tibet with a Shanghai visa. If they don't look carefully, you might be able to get away with it. And we were like, all right, well, we'll try it. But as we were getting close to the border, we were like, well, why should we risk it like this? Why don't we just sneak across the border? And so we buried ourselves in the back of a vegetable truck. The driver of this truck allowed us to get in the back of this truck. We buried ourselves under a pile of vegetables, and then we got up to the border, crossing into Tibet, and these border guards with machine guns came up, they opened the gate to the vegetable truck, immediately found us. And I was like, must have dozed off there under the vegetables. And then they asked us for our visas. We had these Shanghai visas. They looked at the paperwork. They were like, oh, you're fine. Go ahead. And so we crossed the border into this border town. And there was only one tiny little hotel. And we booked a room that night. And there were rats running all over the room. And so I was like plugging up the holes in the room where the rats were coming out. And then the rats got freaked out because they couldn't find the hole to go back out again. So then the rats were like crawling on top of us on the bed. I mean, it was I don't think it was Four Seasons. I don't remember the. So in the middle of the night, on that first night that we were in the hotel, we both started to feel really sick. We had had the soup, and I think that was a mistake. And we both started to have really bad diarrhea. And the only toilet was an outhouse that was across this mud street that was just like full of animal feces. So you had to like go down and across this like muddy, cold street into this outhouse. And in this Tibetan border town, they did not have toilet paper. And the way people wiped was they would just wipe, and they wipe it on the walls of the outhouse. but they're very small people. And the outhouse was very small. And I couldn't fit in it without my shoulders touching the walls. And so every morning I wake up and I do a little ceremony of gratitude to toilet paper. And thank you for